Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So on Wednesday it was officially confirmed that Bonnie Langford would be returning to the show to once again play the part of Melanie Bush, this time alongside Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor. An official press release said, "Star of stage and screen Bonnie Langford will once again reprise her legendary role as Melanie Bush as she returns to Doctor Who, this time starring alongside Ncuti Gatwa, who plays the 15th Doctor in the new series. Bonnie first entered the world of Doctor Who in 1986 as the companion to 6th and 7th Doctors, played by Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy, before returning in a cameo role in Jodie Whittaker's final episode as the 13th Doctor. Making her West End debut at just 7 years old in Gone with the Wind at Theatre Royal Drury Lane, Bonnie has since gone on to lead an outstanding career. From her countless performances on both Broadway and West End, such as Chicago, 9 to 5 and Cats, to her award-winning role as Carmel Kazemi, apologies if I mispronounced that, on EastEnders. Now Bonnie is back as Melanie returns for another epic adventure. Bonnie Langford said, "I'm absolutely thrilled to be bringing Melanie Bush back to be part of the exceptional cast, crew and production team led by the force of nature that is Russell T Davies is a career highlight. I'm so privileged and proud to have been a member of the Doctor Who family since the classic era, and to be included in the new generation is phenomenal." Showrunner Russell T Davies said, "Open those TARDIS doors wide because Bonnie's back. What an honour, delight and hoot to welcome back the character of Melanie after too long away. And this isn't just a cameo, Bonnie is right in the thick of the action, battling monsters and chaos and cliffhangers right at the Doctor's side, just like the old days. I think it's great that Mel's coming back, and I'm sure Bonnie Langford will be given some much better material to work with than what she got given in her original run on the show. Not to throw any shade at any of the writers or production team at the time, but Mel always felt like one of those classic series female companions who never got the chance to be properly fleshed out and developed. I'm somewhat surprised that press release doesn't mention anything about her potentially returning for the 60th anniversary specials as well, given that we got that clip from filming leaked last year that had the 14th Doctor and Donna talk about a character called Mel. But maybe they're still wanting to keep that a surprise as much as possible, so that they don't give the game away as to just how much Mel is going to factor into the new era. As for what role Mel could have, I think it could be something to do with unit. We know from The Power of the Doctor that Kate Stewart wanted to recruit some of the Doctor's old companions for some work. Perhaps Mel takes her up on her offer? That would certainly be a great way to show how much she's grown as a character since she left the Doctor all the way back at the end of Dragonfire. But that's all obviously just rampant speculation on my part. Who knows what the reason will be for Mel's return. Whatever it is, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing her come back into the Doctor's life. In other news, last weekend at Phantom Events' Utopia convention, Philip Morris and Paul Vanez both had some interesting stuff to say about missing episodes. Paul Vanez apparently knows of at least 2 for definite, with him also mentioning that there could potentially be a third. I believe he said before that at least the first 2 are in the hands of private film collectors. Philip Morris, meanwhile, said that he knows of 4 missing episodes in the hands of private collectors, as well as 2 others that are overseas. He also promised the audience in attendance that the number of missing episodes is going to go down. As for what my own opinions are on all of this, well, let me put it this way. I certainly don't think it's impossible that there's more missing episodes out there. Most likely not all of them, unless some kind of impossible miracle happened, but its amount of either 2 or 6 sounds pretty plausible to me. But, and I mean no disrespect to either of them when I say this, we should always take these kinds of comments with a lot of salt. I'm very grateful for everything both men have done over the years when it comes to missing episodes, such as Philip Morris discovering the enemy of the world and most of the Web of Fear in Nigeria over a decade ago now. But at the same time, Morris has liked to kind of almost promise the world to us fans since then. He's always said things like the wind's blowing in the right direction, but still nothing else has actually been officially announced to have been found and returned to the BBC. I wouldn't say he's a liar by any means, I just don't think we should get all our hopes up. There might be some truth in what he and Vanessa says. In fact, I can't really see why there wouldn't be, given that it's not like they're making out that 50 of them have been found or something completely fantastical like that, but we shouldn't put all our eggs in one basket for now. And even if what they say is true, that still doesn't mean that we're any closer to them being returned to the BBC. A whole lot of complicated negotiations might still have to take place for that to happen. There are also the collections of the recently passed away Terry Burnett, who found episode 3 of Galaxy 4 and the second episode of The Underwater Menace back in 2011, and the Melbourne collector to ponder about. Even if nothing comes of Vanessa's and Morris's comments, something could still possibly come out of them instead. Although again, we shouldn't get our hopes up about them either. I hope that if something does get found, then it gets found within the next year, as it's the show's 60th anniversary right now, so it will be a great time for something to get found. But even if nothing else ever gets found and returned and the amount always stays at 97, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't still be grateful for what we have got. Out of the 253 episodes made from 1963 to 1969, we have 156, which is almost 62%. That's pretty impressive and healthy really, especially when you bear in mind the dire situation that the show was in when it was first discovered that episodes were missing in the late 1970s. It's hard to know what's going to happen next when it comes to missing episodes, and that's probably why so many fans get so invested and interested in it. But we should always be careful to manage our own expectations and to not get carried away when someone says that there could be more out there. Also, at the same convention that Morris and Vanessa went to, Peter Purves seemed to possibly hint at there maybe being an animation of the Celestial Toymaker coming soon. Specifically, he said that he would love to see it be animated, but that he can't say anything about that. Earlier this year, it was reported by the Mirror that the next animations, if they're even still happening, as nothing official has been said about them doing more yet, would be The Smugglers and The Underwater Menace. But if they're actually going to go with the Celestial Toymaker instead, then I would much prefer that. With it being the 60th this year, it would make much more sense for them to do a more iconic sort of story like Toymaker than to lesser known ones like Smugglers and Underwater Menace. And with a lot of fans, myself included, still believing that Neil Patrick Harris's character in the 60th specials is the Toymaker himself, it would make even more sense for them to do his first TV battle against the Doctor. But as is always with things like this, we'll ultimately just have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, so there's my thoughts on Mel's return, as well as the latest missing episode and animation related news. But what did you think? Are you excited to see Bonnie Langford come back to the show or not? And do you believe that we could soon be getting more missing episodes returned, as well as an animation of the Celestial Toymaker? Please let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, so thanks for watching, hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. This channel currently has 1013 subscribers as of time of writing and recording this video. But if we can get to 2500 by the end of this year, then I would do another Q&A, where you can ask me whatever questions you want. Just keep them polite, please. Also, please rate and comment below your thoughts on all of this. And I shall see you all in another video. So, until next time, bye bye.